My name is Joel. This is Jess. We're doing the Astrand steady state cycling test to estimate VO2 max from heart rate. Jess has been warming up for about 3 minutes at 25 watts. I'm going to bump her up to 100 watts right now. I'm doing this because it's an appropriate workload for a healthy female to reach her submax according to the Astrand protocol. She's at low cardiovascular risk according to the ACSM guidelines. Before we started this test, her RPE was 7. RPE stands for rate of perceived exertion, just how hard she feels that she's working throughout this test. So at the very beginning, we took her resting vitals. Her blood pressure was 100/66. Her heart rate was 64 beats per minute. Using that, we calculated her submax heart rate range, which was 113 to 161. That's 60 to 85% of her heart rate max. There were no signs and symptoms suggesting abnormal cardiovascular risk, and all of her values fell within the normal ranges. So before this test, we also adjusted the seat to her greater trochanter, so it's at the appropriate height for pedaling. So I'm going to take her values at minute 2. Again, we'll do blood pressure, heart rate, and RPE. I'm going to record and see if we're in the normal range. If we are and there's no abnormalities, we're going to go on to minute 5 and minute 6 to see if we have reached our steady state. So we're about at 2 minutes right now. Yes, how are you doing?
I'm working.
All right, on this scale, how hard do you feel like you're working?
I'm somewhat hard.
All right, so somewhat hard relates to a 13 on our RPE. And take your heart rate for 15 seconds on your radial pulse. All right, your heart rate is 134, which is within that submax range of 113 to 161. Take this from you. Go ahead and relax your arm for me. Perfect. And relax. You can hold that for me.
Yep.
Thank you. So her blood pressure was 132/68, which is in the appropriate range. So we're going to keep pedaling at 100 watts, and we'll continue at this until minute 5 and 6, where we would retest. How are you doing?
I'm good.
All right.
Getting a workout. It's good.
All right, we have about another minute, and then we'll retest RPE, heart rate, and blood pressure.
Okay.
All right, Jess. On the scale, how do you feel? How hard do you feel like you're working?
Between somewhat hard and hard.
All right. That falls within an RPE of 14. All right, I'll hold that for you. I'm going to take your pulse one more time. Her heart rate was 148, which is still within that submax range that we're hoping for. Thank you. All right. Her blood pressure was 140/68, which is a normal response to the Astrand test. So because you're within that range, we're going to go for one more minute and then we'll retest those values. If your heart rate is within 5 beats of that last measurement of 148 that I just took, then we'll be able to cool down and cancel the test.
Okay.
Almost there. All right, last one. How hard do you feel like you're working?
A 50. Hard.
Okay. Hard is about 15 on the RPE scale. Take your heart rate one more time. Perfect. Okay. All right, Jess, your heart rate was 150, so we're within that range of 5 beats per minute. So we're going to take your blood pressure one last time, and then we'll quit the test.
Okay.
Good. Rest your hand there. All right, hold that for me. So your blood pressure was 144/68. Now we'll start the cool down. Put you down to 25 watts.
Woo.
Done. So we'll cool down for about 2 to 3 minutes. Gonna still keep observing for abnormal signs or symptoms throughout this cool down. At the end of the 2 to 3 minutes, she should be at about 10% of her resting values.